And to introduce you, Blair Alvarado currently serves as the director of the IT Honor System Office. He has served in some capacity for around 10 years in the IT Honor System Office. Before her career in higher education, she was a public school teacher and a behavioral liaison for a large school district in the Houston area. Blair earned her undergraduate degree from Texas A&M University and earned a master's degree in educational administration. Blair, the floor is yours.
Thank y'all. Thank you for being here today. I truly get excited whenever we get the opportunity to have positive interactions. The Ag Honor System Office educates students, faculty, and staff regularly on academic integrity, and we adjudicate cases of academic misconduct. And then we also run a remediation program that helps students that have been found responsible for academic misconduct here at Texas A&M University in an attempt at restorative justice and restoring their own personal integrity. So again, I truly get excited when I get the opportunity to visit with y'all. Last semester, I had this conversation and it was the same topic. I do have a little bit of new information to share with you and kind of a different spin on, can academic integrity and large language models coexist? So I just want to kind of share with y'all a little bit of information and start with a case study to kind of get our brains going and running in the direction of what do large language models look like, and what do maybe unauthorized and authorized resources look like in academic work. I wanted to share with y'all a case study really quickly. I'll give y'all a couple of seconds to read this so that we can get started with our discussion fully. I will say that the conversations are endless surrounding academic integrity in general, but the engagement of large language models and generative AI into the academic integrity scene has just kind of blown up over the last couple of semesters. I want to be fully transparent with y'all. We have had cases of academic misconduct where a student has engaged and completed academic work using large language models in an unauthorized manner. So we've had students found responsible for academic misconduct. We've also had many students found not responsible for academic misconduct where they have engaged large language models. So the big $1 million question here is, did Jan commit academic misconduct? I kind of visited with everyone last semester about, and I have the same slide moving forward. It really is, it depends. I can clear a room by answering any question that anyone has with those two words. It truly does depend on a lot of different factors. If Jan, on our previous slide, committed academic misconduct, I'm looking at what the assignment expectations are. I'm looking at maybe what the syllabus had to say. We're always looking at the nature of the assignment. We're looking at maybe those university expectations, because those are kind of an umbrella and all-encompassing. We're also looking to make sure that the student has weighed in on the matter and what is expected of our students here at Texas A&M University. So again, it largely depends on all of this information and a litany of other things when a student is found responsible for academic misconduct. I will say that the use of large language models, again, fully transparent, it can be considered academic misconduct. There are 3 specific types of academic misconduct that faculty are pinpointing when they're saying, hey, I feel like this use of this resource was unauthorized, and I feel that this use of this resource constitutes academic misconduct. They are looking at whether or not use of large language models contributes to a student failing to credit the sources used in their work product. They're looking at, was generative AI unauthorized material? Was it considered authorized or unauthorized? Did it give a student assistance where an instructor didn't approve that? Which that can sometimes look a little gray to students and to faculty. We are also looking at fabrication. Students can be found responsible for sometimes large language models inventing that information or that citation for them in an unauthorized manner, where it creates work for them where they represent it as their own and it's truly not theirs, and the instructor was expecting that authentic work. Lastly, and it's not on the screen here, faculty have cited on several occasions that use of large language models can be considered academic misconduct in the form of a violation of college program, departmental, or course rules. That sometimes is coupled with that cheating charge, where a faculty member has specifically said, hey, this work needs to be yours. No resources need to be used at all. I'm expecting this XYZ. And whenever large language models are interjected and used, they're found responsible for that. So what are we doing to help? You know, are we just kind of sitting with popcorn and a Coke and watching the world burn? We are not. We are truly trying to get in there and we are trying to educate students and faculty about expectations. And I will honestly say again and reiterate, we are not taking a side. We are trying to support faculty in their decisions regarding the utilization of these large language models. And we're supporting the student and helping them understand appropriate engagement when they refer to any resource. So obviously AI is a huge and hot topic right now, but it's a resource that students can engage that can help enrich their educational their educational career when given the opportunity and given the ability to as an expectation. So we are trying to respond to those cases, potential cases of academic misconduct. When a faculty member says, hey, this was not approved. We're trying to disarm as well and help people understand that it's the responsibility of the entire community where any resources involved, not just generative AI. We're also trying to have open discussions about academic integrity early in courses and supporting that, going to see folks and making sure that that conversation is happening often. We're partnering with other folks, CTE. We're creating videos and helping people understand that there is stuff out there. There are people out there. There are resources out there that can help faculty and students as they engage any resource and understand what is acceptable use and not acceptable use. We are also helping folks understand and engage the conversation about AI detection, ChatGPT itself, helping them understand what generative AI actually does. We are not experts on generative AI. We're experts on resources that can and cannot be used. And I know that folks might think I'm splitting hairs there, but we are not helping people functionally learn how to use and not use the resource. We're helping them to functionally understand, can I or can I not use a specific resource, which is quite different in conversation. We're also, again, helping students understand that they don't need to assume anything other than that their work needs to be done individually, unless it's otherwise noted by the instructor. We're also, again, helping faculty make every effort to clarify instructions, and also helping students understand that they need to be able to authenticate their work, and that according to Student Rule 20 right now, it's sufficient grounds to initiate academic dishonesty case if they can't authenticate their work. Lastly, we're looking around at what other people are saying about academic integrity, as well as large language models, generative AI. And I wanted to share with you some information from the International Center of Academic Integrity. This is actually just kind of an infographic because sometimes we feel like we're on an island here at Texas A&M University. We are big and we are the gold standard, and people are looking to us all the time. What are we doing to champion academic integrity, to champion the educational experience here for all of these students? And we are constantly looking to other resources as well to see what is going to be continue to be our gold standard. So I pulled this from the International Center for Academic Integrity. This was actually an infographic created by students. So I felt like it was kind of a breath of fresh air. And I want to share a couple of quotes with you about this specific infographic. These students were merging the technological aspect of artificial intelligence with ICAI's 6 fundamental values of academic integrity. Those 6 values, when engaged in the context of large language models, should empower everyone to, and I'm going to give you another quote, champion academic integrity with the evolving landscape of AI. Obviously, there are many challenges and unique opportunities facing students and faculty. The particular students that created this infographic had actually observed their peers at the University of Toronto, and they were trying to share that everyone has the responsibility to understand when and if it's okay to engage any resource, especially generative AI. They also summarized, and I'm going to give y'all the link to look at this article, and it's really a short one, but the infographic is really telling here. But they summarize that AI can be used ethically within our classrooms. It can aid in our studies, but it also has the opportunity to not harm the learning experience when it's used effectively and it's used responsibly. So when I looked at this, we're always, again, looking for ways to educate people. This hit the nail on the head. Texas A&M University does all of this. We are trying to help people understand that they ultimately are in charge of their own success. And if they are responsible, if they show mutual respect, if they have the courage to make sure that they are believing in their own personal thoughts and ideas and that they're authentic and that they belong here, we can continue this conversation and continue moving forward educationally with honesty and fairness. So again, I felt like this was perfect to share as we just continue this conversation. It is open, it is malleable. We are continuing to learn more. I want to share with everyone that we are not closed off. This is the place where students come to learn if they committed academic misconduct or not, where they might tell us if they did commit academic misconduct or not, or if faculty accuse a student of academic misconduct or not. And sometimes it can feel kind of like the principal's office, where folks are getting in trouble. However, again, we are trying to educate and help people know that this is a resource, that the Ag Honor System Office is a resource, and this is our stance on large language models. And we are pressing forward a lot like other people that might look like us and sound like us, other universities, other students, other faculty having these same conversations. So I do have the website here for y'all if y'all want to head to that at the International Center for Academic Integrity. And these were the authors of that infographic. They actually won that contest this last year, right at the beginning of the year. A couple of final thoughts. I know I'm running out of time here. Thoughts about questions. The student accepted responsibility for academic misconduct because they were aware that they were cutting a corner. They were also aware that this faculty member had educated them on what was appropriate to use, what was not appropriate to use, and they kind of crossed a line. So I will also again reiterate on my final thoughts here that large language models and academic integrity absolutely can coexist with responsible use and proactive steps to promote academic integrity. I do have some new employees here. I wanted to share with you our website, also our email address, and help y'all all know that we are a resource here and can help. And I'm happy to take questions or thoughts, anything that y'all want to add to this, and continue the conversation.